will make a way to have the woman of their dreams or the woman they want in their life. And why else? Why would you want to be with anyone else who won't treat you that way? If a man that really likes you, if they really want you, they will make a way. They will make a way.
If they set that android free,
let's see. We can get some shorts real quick. The best. Oh, there we go.
You girls, stop. He don't. In countries, it's just it screams ratchet. That's it. I lied and cheated in school and my jobs, and that's how I got ahead. Exactly. You know how they try to trick you. They say, oh, cheaters never win, and losers never prosper. And cheaters never prosper, and don't lie, and karma. Everyone who is anyone that has something is a liar, a manipulator, a cheater, or whatever you want to call them. Okay? All the timid people who don't have much, they're the ones that are so honest and so humble and so this and so that. So that's why they are in the position that they're in, because they can't make it in this real world, okay, by telling the truth all the time. I'm not bringing nothing to the table.
All right, so that's SHERA7. When you listen to this shit, it sounds demonic. The more righteous you are, it sounds demonic because she's basically creating chaos. She's speaking like these are negative things. She basically just said, well, people lie and cheat and steal and they're okay. So you should basically, so you're saying you should do it too. Again, when you understand karma and you care about your family, the more bad decisions you make, the more it affects your family. It don't just affect you. That's why censoring the family is the most important thing. I'm gonna let her keep cooking, but I want y'all to kind of get a feel for like what she do. So this one right here is my favorite. Let's go, Shera.
If you want a woman to bring something to the table, go to IHOP. Go to the restaurant where you can tip her, baby. Sprinkle. Because if I bring something to the table, you're gonna be mad because it's gonna be another man who's gonna not ask me to bring something to the table. He's gonna take care of the bill, them kids, and everybody else, and you if you look broke. And this.
So, like, you know, so she do shit like that. So now again, if you're looking to be entertained, you know, shout out to Shorty, right? But if you're actually looking to have a good relationship where y'all are both happy, where both y'all needs is met, and y'all building a future together that's mutually beneficial. People who watch that content are not thinking about that. And I realized that this content has become so big because that's how much that our women are not thinking about that. They don't care about what makes a relationship a relationship. Even that last clip, and I love playing that clip because it really encompasses the length of the advice from these people. She said basically what you do if a man asks you what you bring to the table is you get another man, you're gonna bring him to. So you're saying you're gonna bring him to dinner. So he's gonna show up to dinner and he's gonna pay for your dinner, and then he's gonna pay and you know, and a lot of this stuff is really for single mothers because if you realize most of the chicks who be selling out of shit, they always got kids. A lot of times they have a single mother story. The Queen of Kings girl, she had a couple of kids, with a black guy, and here they are. And now you got this one right here. It's usually they usually be them been around before. What be happening? And I'm realizing like what this content is like it's like fantasy. It's like entertainment for single mothers. You know what I mean? Because again, this stuff becomes relevant. Because again, I'm like, damn, you know what else it is too? Everything Shera talks about, they're all intimidation tactics and like trickery. It's like none of it is about actually like helping to be like a better woman and a better mother. You know what I'm saying? And a better wife. Like none of it talks about that. All of it is basically about Listen, fuck him. You understand? Fuck him. Straight like that. You know what I mean? Like that's the sum of all her advice. Like none of it is positive. Like, you know, like you can't say that if your son, when your son gets older, he finds out that this is what you was watching and this is what you used to do to his father. He wouldn't say, "Oh my God," you know, that wouldn't be positive. Anywho, so let's go ahead and get into the story, man. So I wanted to share that with y'all so that y'all got you to understand who SHERA7 is. Now, this is someone who actually really followed. She's saying she really followed and took her advice to heart, and she feels as though like she is really making it work for her, or she's making so this is her, you know, at the beginning of her content creator journey, or at least one of the older videos that I guess went viral, and this is her, this is explaining how she became a single mom to a spoiled housewife, you know.
And she basically taught me what a high value man is and what to look for when trying to find a husband. So I ended up taking my sister's advice and signing up for eHarmony. Yeah, she recommended Match, but in my spirit, I felt eHarmony. I don't know why. It's just something told me to do that one. So I ended up signing up for eHarmony. I created a profile, and I think the second person that I matched with was the man that I'm married to now, my husband, my wife. And it was very different. We were living together.
So this is a crucial part of the story. So this is how they became pretty much husband and wife. And she's going to talk about basically how she's going to casually talk about basically dumping her current boyfriend for this guy, because within a span of a couple of days, she's going to move in with this guy. Okay. But she's not going to end, but she also did it because she didn't have nowhere else to go. Because she never talks about what she done. In the beginning of the video, she talks about how much money she was making. Never really got into what she was doing to get that bag. I mean, I assume she was a car salesman. I assume that maybe she does construction. How about that? She does consulting for one of the big firms out there in the West. Something like that. She does consulting at Boeing jets. Boeing.
I always respected your hairline.
All right. So, where's she at?
And I just like packed all my stuff and left. And it was crazy because the next day, my now husband, reached out to me and was like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And I told him, I just got out of a relationship, and I kind of told him a little bit about why. And he was telling me like, "Oh, those are my boys," and he had genuinely really connected with my kids, and he was not the kind of man that was just be nice to them to get to me. Like, it was very genuine.
So this is now if what we're gonna get into is true, this is a part of the fantasy. She knows who's watching, because what she's also trying to promote is this idea, this how basically how women really feel as though men are interchangeable, and you can just swap them out. You can just swap them out and get another one like a car. Like, women really, they think that you're the car, right? Where like, damn, like you can say, "Oh yeah, I used to have that Jeep. I don't have it no more. Yeah, it's been like 6 months, but yeah, but now I got a Honda." You know what I'm saying? Like, they think it's going to be like that. Like, "Oh well, I'll get a new car at some point," and it's like, nah, it's not how that goes. Like the dating scene is full of ghosts. Like y'all are dead out here. Majority are. Sorry, it's not, you know what it is. It's not that older women can't date. The one of the main reasons why I can't date, aside from not taking care of yourself, is you haven't developed relationship skills. You're a selfish person. If you've done really bad, and not only that, you don't realize you're bad in relationships. Like, you don't know what it takes. You know what I can't stand to hear is when people when like women who are like basically single mothers with kids and whatnot and ain't got nobody talk shit about their mother or their grandmother and talk about them like they stupid for sacrificing to make sure that y'all had a mother, a loving mother at home. But listen, young people need a loving mother at home. Super important. Right? I'm like, damn, you can't even see that. But not only that, you suck at relationships. Like look at where you at. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like, you'll never hit on man shit on his father for keeping his job all these years. Like, yeah, you know, my pops was a sucker. He went and had life insurance and health insurance. And we lived in a house. He was a sucker out there working for the man. You never hear a man say that. Anywho, so back to these dreams I be buying into. So she's going to talk about basically again how she swapped the nigga out.
And that was
another thing too. Women, they think it's a flex to do a successful swap out. Swapped them out. She just swapped him, nigga.
Things that I really loved about him. That was something that stood out about him versus the other men that I had dated, was he really embraced the fact that I had children because he wanted children. And so, you know, he was talking
that is one of the most like woman things, like, and that's one of the things that like really shows how much like women don't understand men or don't know anything about men, to the point where it's not so much that you can't get a man to have a good relationship with your kids, but it needs to be a thing that you help facilitate and you help to create a positive relationship between them. You know what I mean? An appropriate relationship between them, you know, and facilitate that, right? But what she's talking about is just the instant they just basically just like just come in and just replace the father. They really think that another man can replace his name. No, you can't replace someone's father. That's not even how we made. We're not really made to listen to men who are not our fathers. That's all human beings. That's really tough. So like to respect someone, like, unless you've known them since you was very, very young, that's tough. But anywho, we're gonna switch off in a second. I want to show you some more of her content.
Lease was going to be ending very soon, which is why I went ahead and moved in with my person that had became my ex. We started living together, and I told my husband, I was like, hey, it was so embarrassing to admit, but I was like, I need a place to stay because
So what she's describing is not someone who makes a lot of money. That's not what she's describing. All of these is broke chick tactics. Most of the time when young women want to have kids at an early age and whatnot, you know what I mean, and they want to have kids at an early age, a lot of times they also don't finish developing. A lot of times they spend more time still thinking like a younger woman. And actually they also a lot of times suffer arrested development, but a lot of times they also like their sliders for like depression and anxiety are always up. That's how they wind up in this, because it doesn't happen all the time, right? Most people don't wind up pregnant in 16. It's just not a thing. Like my mom was a teen mom. That wasn't that it happened, but it wasn't like, you know, there's one in every family. You know what I mean? Like, nah, like, you know, most people, they had kids around that time, but 15, 16, like real young like that, like, or in high school, nah. Not because it ain't supposed to happen. even as a kid, you're not supposed to be getting pregnant and having kids. You know what I mean? But anywho, so I want to play some more of her content and whatnot. So this is the whole story about how she got with this man and everything was perfect. No problems, no arguments, no grief. But
I want to talk about what makes a man want to be in a relationship. The number one thing is going slow. If you go on your first date and it goes well, he wants to see you tomorrow, wait until at least 4 days to see him again. Don't see him the next day. Move slow when it comes to getting in a relationship. If he asks you to be his woman, tell him you aren't ready. Men love a woman who doesn't easily commit. The biggest one, don't have sex too soon. What's easily gotten isn't worth much. The slower you are to give yourself to him, the quicker he'll put a ring on it. I wanted to.
So, don't get me wrong. I think she's perfect for this kind of content, and I do think that she genuinely. That's not really a bad video. So she kind of gets a little bit into this. Was also that this is basically that dark femininity shit, where you use the things that's supposed to benefit this man. If y'all together, you talk about using it against him and leveraging it against him. So in so many words, you want to be in a relationship, but you don't. You call it a relationship, but you actually want to have full control over this person, or you don't believe or don't feel as though this person should have benefit. So always come back to that word benefit. You don't want the other person to benefit. Like, you don't want the man to really benefit from having you in his life. So I'm gonna play a few other clips from her so you guys can get a feel for what she do, right? Then we're gonna close out the story.
All day, hours on the phone with him, then it doesn't give the impression that you have other suitors, that you have other important things going on in your life. And nobody wants somebody that is only focused on them and has absolutely nothing else going on. It doesn't make you appear high value. It doesn't make you appear highly sought after. And he's not going to work as hard for you when you're giving him too much too soon. So in the
You know what's funny about this content is this kind of content is really about, it's so much about overcomplicating men and making men seem, that's the best way I can put it, is overcomplicating men. First of all, if a guy likes you, I mean, like, you know what it is? She doesn't really get men. She's so attractive that she doesn't really necessarily need to get men a whole bunch, or maybe she does. I don't know. But listen, whenever these content creators are able to cut through to a point where people know who they are and whatnot, right? It's not by mistake. Like, yo, she designed this. Her content is good, at least the presentation. And this is a really attractive woman. Like, this is what an attractive woman is supposed to look like, right? And again, like, unlike SHERA7, she's actually fine. Like, SHERA7 doesn't even look like she used to be fine. SHERA7 is like a regular, like a regular person. But you got to realize that she's proof that women really love to hear the stuff they love to hear. SHERA7 doesn't even look like if she ever even experienced any of that stuff. But it sounds so good because it's like that shit sound like battle rap bars to them. They hear SHERA7 like, "Ooh, I'm bringing shit to the table." It's wild. But all right, hold on. Go ahead.
the beginning, when you guys are just getting to know each other, before he started investing, and you don't really know him that well, 5 to 10 minute conversations on the phone.
Formulas, numbers. You cannot get to know someone doing shit like that. You understand? That's not how you get to know people. It's by breaking shit down into numbers. 5 to 10 minute conversations. Who the fuck talks for 5 to 10 minutes? You know what I'm saying? Like, or this exact number of days before we can meet again. All this shit is like a spell. And what it's all about is you being a coward. You cannot be in relationships and be that afraid to get hurt. In order to be in a fight, you might get punched in the face. You know what I'm saying, but you might win. Life can be a struggle. Things are going to be difficult, but that's a part of life. All this shit sounds good to someone who don't want to put no work in. She's basically, again, like, y'all think this shit is a game to the point where you'll believe someone giving you a cheat code. But what you basically hear this shit is like, they hear it as if someone's giving them like cheat codes to a game. So I'm gonna play one more clip. I think this is it right here.
Changed my life. And I would not be where I am today with.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. What do you want from me? I'm an old game. I'm gonna be honest, bro. What do you want from me?
Come on, y'all. No, Lord.
I want to talk about what makes a man want to.
All right, hold on, y'all.
I want to talk about what makes a man want to be in a relationship. I want to talk about what makes a man want to be in a relationship. The number one thing is going slow. If you go on your first date and it goes well, he wants to.
Oh, yeah, right. It's right here.
Her teachings changed my life. And I would not be where I am today without her teachings. Her teaching.
Like, she is literally the girl from the like Kanye's workout plan. Like, remember in the Kanye workout plan, you had like women giving testimonies and whatnot. What she's basically saying is, I was able to make a lot of bad decisions and take a lot of L's, but I still basically had a perfect ending. And don't get me wrong, everyone can have a happy ending. Pause. But you're gonna have to put some work in and make the right decisions for the right reasons. And also not keeping it real. Like, Short ain't keeping it real at all. All right, you're leaving mad parts out. Anyway, I wanted to play her saying how SHERA7 changed her life, because this is where she is right now, and this is the video that she put out yesterday, and it's called "I Married a Monster." So tells a story about what's been going on in their life and whatnot. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to over here.
I could get past.
So on the screen it says he R'd me 4 times in the first few months of our marriage.
It's like sad to even say like I could get past some of these things. I don't even know where to start. 6 weeks ago, I was changing my daughter, my 4-year-old daughter. And I noticed that.
So I'm gonna stop her right there. I don't think we need to really kind of get into all that. So she talks about how that same guy that she's talking about that she moved in with, that she married. So in the previous video, she talks about how she married him within a week. And I'm not saying things really wrong with that necessarily. That y'all two grown folks agreed to it, whatever. I wouldn't do it. It's not. I don't think that's how shit works. But anywho, she gets into the story about basically how she found out that her child was getting touched by guy she's married to. Now she said she noticed while she was changing the child and whatnot, and she said that she asked, and the child said it was daddy. But I'm like, well, the child had to be about 3. I'm like, damn, like, how old is this child? And I don't know. It's just like some parts of the story is just like I don't know. And also it's also like this is some serious stuff. So we're gonna take. All right, so just taking her at her word. This sprinkle stuff is dangerous because there's nothing spiritual about the choice. There's no real connection. There's no where's the hard work? Like we gotta stop buying into this bullshit of making bad decisions and not learning from those decisions and becoming a better person because of it. I had one child. I saw a homegirl of mine.